So how old are you all?
I'm 16.
I'm 16.
17.
18.
Cool, okay. And what do you guys study?
Musical theatre.
Dance.
Musical theatre.
Broadcast.
Okay, so like obviously we're all in the arts industry, and whether we know it or not, I'm sure at some point we're going to have to like treat ourselves as a business. But have you thought about that before? Do you feel that you are going to have to be involved in business or work as a business yourself when you leave here or uni?
I've actually taken business as an additional subject, so I'm quite aware of what is going to happen afterwards.
Yeah.
I haven't actually given it much thought yet, to be honest. So I'm not too sure like what I even want to do next. So.
I feel, especially in broadcast, that you have to have a business side of it, because in case you want to start your own company, so you have to have an awareness of the whole subject.
Cool. And like, do you feel you're given enough information about that? Like, obviously you've chosen business studies, so you've kind of taken an active approach to learning about it. But you guys, would you like to know more? And because like, does it scare you that you're going to have to go out into
it is scary. It's like not being education anymore, and I have to like we have futures and stuff, but futures doesn't really talk about it yet, does it? So no, you don't really get told that much.
Cool. And do you feel that? So you guys say that you're like just like worried or whatever. Hearing about all the I'm sure you guys have heard it in the news before, that there is still kind of gender inequality in the business world, and how there are a lot less women in the boardroom. Women still paid less. Like there's still sexism and stuff. Does that worry you? Have you thought that your gender might hinder you in trying to kind of be taken seriously?
Yeah, I saw it in the paper like the other day about. I was just like walking past. I'm sorry, like about how women still don't get paid as much as men, even though they should, because like equality and stuff. But yeah, I think it's quite worrying, really.
Yeah, and people are always like, if you're going to go on maternity leave, if there's a man, we're more likely to employ the man.
Yeah.
Because of maternity leave.
Well, I heard this morning actually they were saying that they're going to try and make it so between a dad and a mum, you have a certain amount of time that you can have off, and they split it equally. So like the mum will have 6 months off, the dad will have 6 months off, and then for those like times. So that was quite interesting. So things are trying to be done, like especially as it is quite relevant at the moment. But do you feel that in the future, I don't know if you guys want to be mums or not, but you're going to have to compromise between your motherly or even domestic role, like how we're expected to be clean and stuff. Do you feel you're going to have to compromise with your career? And are you worried that does it worry that business might not let you do what you want to do, even though you want to be a mother and in business?
I think it might be difficult, but as long as you try to balance the two,
then
it might help.
Do you think that business will allow you to do that?
I think it will, but it will be difficult, because obviously you want a career, but you want a life as well with a family and everything. So
I'm not sure, because how I look at business is that it's quite like tightly run. So like if one person's not there, then it's going to take other people to sort of like fill in. So I don't know if they'd be that good with it.
Yeah, isn't it? Well, they were saying they should, because apparently, like, it's really weird. Apparently, a lot of the more important meetings in like a business, apparently that's like they fall at times where the mum's wanting to be like picking up the children and stuff. And obviously, like, kids are going to want their mum to go and pick them up. But then I'm sure we all want our parents to have their own lives in business and stuff. So I think it's just like that compromise is really difficult at the moment. So do you guys have role models at all that inspire you to succeed?
mine's a bit of an odd one, but it's Ellen DeGeneres, because I feel like she's been through a journey. Because I did loads of research on it. She's been through so much because she's bisexual.
Yeah.
And she's had to go through all the press coverage of being a woman, and people have given her bad press. And I think like she's achieved what she wants to do in life.
Yeah.
And I think she's a good role model for me, because I want to be a presenter as well. So
cool.
She's helped me.
I like Karen Brady, is it?
Yeah.
Lord Sugar's like one of the people who helps sing, because she's like the man. She like helped out with Birmingham City, and that's like associated with men football, associated with men. And actually, she like took it over and like was really good at it. So I think she's a good role model.
Do you not have
I
one?
don't really have a role model.
That's fine. Like, I asked my mum, I did an interview with my mum, and I was like, do you have a role model? And she was like, no. And I was like, why is that? She was like, because I watch the news and I read the papers, and there's not one woman I see that's presented in the way that I would want to be presented.
Yeah.
And I think that says a lot more about media than it does about women.
Yeah.
'Cause we all
Like,
know.
I really like Kate Perry, but I remember one time she was in like a magazine saying like, oh, Kate Perry's pregnant and stuff, but like it shouldn't be
About
like that. And even if she was, like, why is that a big deal?
yeah, it should be about how fucking much money she's making. I don't think I'm allowed to swear or anything, do you? So what do you feel are the most important attributes of being a woman? And do you feel that being a businesswoman celebrates that at the moment?
Well,
You can have some time to think.
I think a good point of being a woman is to be a good mum.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's one key point. I don't really know. how
it's
to
something that
explain
men
it.
can't do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have kids, so.
Yeah, but then it's like taking on the role. You have to wear a suit and everything to be respected, but it shouldn't be like that either.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's different though, because I was raised by my dad.
Really?
My mum was at work, that's why probably. My
Oh, well, so you're...
my role model would probably be my mum.
That's it. That's amazing. That's really... Oh, I'm glad I found you. So how does that work? Just tell me a little bit about that. 'Cause
Well, my mum worked all her life, like she's still alive.
Yeah.
She's a doctor, so really, she wasn't really at home when I was being brought up. She was at work all day. She'd probably do like 12 hours a day, and then she'd get home around 8, 9 o'clock. And my dad was the house husband, so I was
wow.
I was brought up by my father.
That's what I find really interesting, because we shouldn't. On one hand, we don't want women to have to be at home all the time, but on the other hand, we don't want mums to be away from their daughters all the time. So, do you think that it would have been a lot like would it have been nicer for both you and your mum if she could have gone to work, but then she could have come in the evening to?
It would have
have
been
that
nicer
dinner?
because I think it would have made a closer bond
Yeah.
with my mum, but she's just worked so hard, and that's
Yeah.
why
No.
it's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and we should be celebrating that as well.
But then that's like surprising that we find that different.
Surprising,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
exactly.
like you like Mercy raised by your mum, you too.
Yeah.
Well. So it's like
Exactly.
1 out of 4
yeah,
people.
exactly. It is,
Yeah.
like, and that's that kind of reflects that. I think it is statistics. Like only 1 in 10 men responsible for even half are responsible for being on their daughters. So that's I think I just made that up. So that's really interesting. I think that's really about it. I mean, like, would you like to see more support and more encouragement towards women being the way they are in the business world? So if women can just go out, be who they are, have lots of confidence. Like, because do you feel that you're lacking confidence maybe, or in going to business?
Yeah, I think slightly lacking confidence.
Yeah.
I think everyone should be more aware of the business world and what actually goes on, and if we had that kind of training, then maybe we'd be more confident in approaching things like interviews and stuff like that, because I think a lot of women might feel they're not being taken very seriously.
Yeah, no, that's so true. Yeah, no, I really agree with that. Okay, so what do you think is the stereotypical image of a businesswoman? And does it threaten you, or do you feel that that's like the right way it should be?
I feel like they're really sophisticated, because when you see the typical businesswoman, you see her in a suit, and she's all like not glamorous in a way,
Yeah,
but businessly glamorous.
harsh,
Yeah, and
Pencil
it's
skirt.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
And like the blazers that sitting on the train, like reading papers and stuff. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the stereotype.
And is that an image that you'd like to be, or if you are in business, would you rather just be yourself?
I'd rather be
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it shouldn't have to be that you have to dress up like that to be
No.
To be
respected and
successful.
stuff.
It shouldn't be that way,
you shouldn't have to
but
shout
it is.
either.
I think it is.
It's just the way the world works. Well, thank you so much.